Sportscast.
What is up, guys? We are back. It's your boy Effie with Any Action Sportscast, here to go over UFC Singapore. Max Holloway versus the Korean Zombie. Max Holloway comes in as a huge favorite, but there are more betting spots on the card. A 13-fight card, which will be going down at 2 in the morning Vegas time. So I'll be asleep during the prelims. I'll probably wake up during that main card at some point and catch the fights from there. But yeah, man, so this will be the first fight I won't be able to catch live in a very long time. I feel like one of those one of those European fans having to stay up all night to watch the pay-per-view. I'm going to be asleep, and I'll be honest, I'm not waking up to see some of these prelim fights. But there are a lot of interesting matchups, a lot of betting opportunities, a lot of over-unders that I'm looking at this card. So you got to be able to pick your spots on this card. So before we get into all these fights, we have to recap how we did at UFC 292. And oh my goodness, Aljamain Sterling gets slept. Sniped bad by Sugar Sean O'Malley and knew, man, that was crazy. I can't believe he did it, man. Once Sean O'Malley walked out to Superstar by Lupe Fiasco, I knew I was going to lose my 2.5 unit bet on Aljamain Sterling. So yeah, man, let's go right into our bets. Our picks went 9-3, so pretty good night of picks. But as far as our bets, we did go slightly positive. We essentially broke even at positive 0.20 units profit on the night. And it really comes down to us losing that big bet on Aljamain Sterling. That was our biggest bet of the night, and you never want to lose your biggest bet of the night. So from top to bottom, let's go through our bets really fast, guys. We had Aljamain Sterling at minus 250 for 2.5 units. And like I said, man, he gets sniped in that second round. He had, like, once Sean O'Malley defended the takedowns in that first round, he actually fell down in that second round, and Aljamain Sterling still couldn't get him down. I was like, oh no. I actually did text one of my buddies during that first round, and I said, oh no. And he's like, what? Like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, he's about to get slept. And sure enough, gets slept the next round. So, bad read. One of those where Sean O'Malley gets the knockout, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, how did I not bet Sean O'Malley via knockout? Like, that was like plus 400, plus 350 around there. And that was his path, you know? So, man, I really dropped the ball there. It's been a while, I'll be honest, guys, since I've been that wrong on a fight. Like, it's just a mind-blowing result. Shout out to Sean. Super happy for him. Super happy for his fans. And I can't wait to see what he does next, dude. After that, we had a 2-leg parlay. Weili Zhang and Gregory Robocop Rodriguez, both of them to win on their money lines. That came out to minus 145. We put 1.45 units on that 2-legger to win 1 unit profit. We hit that. Both, fighters took care of business, did what they should have done. Weili Zhang defends her belt, absolutely washes Amanda Lemos. I'm surprised she didn't finish that fight, but she did show good submission defense, man. Amanda Lemos almost had her snatched up twice, and Zhang, stayed calm and was able to push through, though. So she dominated that fight. And then Gregory Robocop Rodriguez also dominates his fight, gets it done in round 1, just, gets him down. Glad to see him use the wrestling right to mount, and then brutally land some illegal elbows and finishes Dennis Tillilian to make us a 1 unit profit on that. And then after that, we had a couple props, man. We had Chris Weidman versus Brad Tavares. Fight starts round 3, minus 135. We put 1.35 units on this to win 1. And that hit, and oh my goodness, man, about 30 seconds into that fight, I was like, well, we lost this bet. Like, Chris looked slow. He was getting clocked. And that was before Tavares started tuning up his legs. So my heart was racing in that second round. I was like, come on. It was like the movie Tropical Thunder where Robbie Downey Jr. is yelling at Ben Stiller. He's like, survive. That was me, man. 100%, man. Great fight. I mean, Chris Weidman should definitely retire. I agree with Dana White. And yeah, man, Tavares almost got knocked out himself. That was crazy. Super crazy fight. We made profit 1 unit on that. And then another fight starts round 3. We had a few of these this week. Gerald Mearshard and Andre Petrovsky to fight starts round 3 at plus 125. We laid 1 unit on this to collect 1.25 units profit. We hit that. And yeah, man, another one where I didn't really see the finishing ability from either guy. I didn't really see either guy submitting the other one, especially early. But Andre was swinging for the fence, man, in that first round. Andre was trying to knock off Gerald's head like crazy. If he would have just been a little bit more simple, in my opinion, he would have been able to catch him. But good fight, good 3-round war there. It does start round 3. We hit a positive 1.25 unit profit on that. And then we had the short notice Damon Blackshear and Mario Batista. Fight starts round 3. Minus 140. We put 1.4 units on this to win 1. We hit that as well. And that was also a bit of a sweat, but not as much as the other ones. Damon Blackshear is a warrior, man. 2 weight cuts in 7 days, and he looked good in that round. A crazy 30-27 result there by one of the judges. I don't know what happened, like how you could have that happen. So yeah, man, we hit that as well for a unit profit on that as well. But then we did use a lose a pretty big parlay, a 2-leg parlay, where we had Natalia Silva and Andrea Lee. Fight starts round 3 at minus 260. Parlayed with Austin Hubbard and Kurt Holloway. Fight starts round 3 at minus 230, and Hubbard gets submitted in that second round, busting this parlay after the first leg hit. And yeah, man, he just was trying to escape a submission and gets up putting himself in a worse spot and a different one. Gets triangled from bottom, or from top, I should say. And Kurt Holloway, hats off to him. He did what he should have done. And Austin, there's really nothing he could have done. He was caught in a bad spot for sure. We lose 1.55 units on that parlay, making us go for, like I said, positive 0.2 units. Pretty much broke even. That's $8 for our units. Our units, 1 unit equals $40. So 0.2 is $8 for us. So yeah, essentially broke even. So hopefully we can come out and profit in the green this card. So without any further ado, let's get right into this 13 fight card. Our very first fight of the night is a men's featherweight fight between Seung Choi and Jarno Errens. Seung Choi opened up as a minus 250 favorite. He has been bet against all the way down to minus 170. Jarno Errens opened up at around plus 200. He is around plus 140 now. So if you have that plus 200 ticket on Errens, good job, man. Beat a ton of line movement on this fight. But as far as the fight goes, Seung Choi 10-6 on a 3-fight losing streak, 30 years old, 6 foot tall, with a 74.5-inch reach, super tall for a featherweight. He's fighting Jarno Errens, 13-4-1. He's coming in at 28 years old, 5'11", with a 73-inch reach. And as far as the tail of the tape, man, Seung Choi is usually way bigger than his opponent, so he's only going to have a height and reach advantage of 1 inch in this fight over Errens. Errens also is a pretty big featherweight. But I am going to go with Seung Choi. I'm going to go against this line movement here. I do think that he wins this fight. I don't think I'm going to be betting him, first fight on the card at minus 170. Because I've just seen too many times Jarno Errens being taken down and not be able to get up. In that William Gomes fight, his most recent fight, he was taken down 3 times. And Gomes, to me, is someone that is more of a kickboxer. He fights with his hands low, super confident in his striking, super confident in his kicks. And Jarno Errens just goes forward and, gives up takedown opportunities quite often. And even in his regional tape, there was too many times where one takedown around, pretty much lost him the round. He wasn't able to get up. He wasn't able to, get position or get some sweeps and work to, his feet. Whereas Seung Choi, he's not some sort of wrestler. I don't expect him to, go out there and seek takedowns the whole fight. He's a pretty good striker, but he has lackluster striking defense, so I do worry about him getting caught. Jarno Errens throws in combination a ton. He doesn't just throw one punch out there, a jab, and then pulls back. He throws in combinations. He throws 1-2s. He has a very good left hook. And Seung Choi has been caught with hooks before in the UFC. He's been put out. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. But this card is in Singapore, guys. It's going to be a theme of the card. They definitely have these fighters that they want to win. And I understand he's on a 3-fight losing streak, but I actually think that Seung Choi is a more overall fighter, a better fighter, I should say, with the ability to mix in his striking and wrestling better than Errens. Errens, in my opinion, is just going to be trying to make this a 15-minute striking fight. And if it does play out that way, he's going to be a live underdog, which I understand that live movement, and why I came in on him. But I am going to ultimately, favor and pick the favorite Choi here. I think he's going to win a decision here. Going to go all 15 minutes. But it really comes down to the ability, or the inability, I should say, from Errens to be able to get up once he does get taken down. If you're getting taken down by Gomes 3 times, man. Up next, we have the fight of the card. I'm just playing. We have a women's flyweight fight between Liang and JJ Aldrich. Liang comes in as a huge, massive plus 430 underdog. She is 27 years old, 5'5", with a 67.5-inch reach. JJ Aldrich comes in 11-6 on a 2-fight losing streak, sitting as a massive minus 600 favorite. Absolutely unreal. 30 years old, 5'5", with the 67.5-inch reach. And what's crazy is that she was actually a bigger favorite, man. She was minus 1,000, minus 800. And at that point, you have to bet Liang Long, and Liang Nay, I should say, the Dragon Girl, because, that line is just insane. It's women's MMA. I don't think JJ Aldrich should be that big of a favorite over anybody on the roster, or really anyone on the planet. That's a professional MMA fighter. That's just crazy. But I do think that she's going to win and finish Liang in this fight. Liang, let's be honest. I don't want to be disrespectful, guys, but she has legit 3 minutes of gas. She's the Asian female Terrence McKinney. This is crazy. She's a very good striker in the first round of that, or the first minute of that first round, but then she tails off big time, dude. And if you have any sort of gas, any sort of striking defense, any sort of clinch, you should be able to survive her and zap her of her energy and then finish her from there. She will not see the third round in this fight. And that's the thing. I actually do like under 2.5 fight doesn't go, but I expect those lines to open when they do where I'm at to be heavily juiced. So if I am going to bet this fight, I'm definitely not parlaying Aldrich at minus 600. I'm definitely not playing her method of victory, because I think that she can knock out Liang on the feet or submit her via ground pound, or or I should say get that fight to the ground and then get a submission from there, or get a ground pound finish. So, man, Aldrich, she did look good in that Erin Blanchfield fight before she got submitted, and then she got sparked in the Ariane Lipsky fight. That was a surprise for sure, definitely to me. But I think that she finishes Liang here in this fight. If you have to bet this fight, if you're a degenerate, bet on Aldrich round 1 or Aldrich round 2. I'm sure you'll get plus money on those. But I think Aldrich round. I'm gonna go round 2, ground and pound finish. Oh, and up next is a fight that I'm super excited to talk about. We have Yusaku Kinoshita taking on Billy Goff. Kinoshita comes in 6-2, minus 150, 23 years old, 6 foot with a 71.5-inch reach. This is a welterweight fight. Billy Goff comes in 8-2, plus 125, 25 years old, 5'10 with a 72.5-inch reach. Now, this line has been moving all week. So Kinoshita was a bit more of a favorite. He was around minus 165, minus 170, and money's been coming in on Goff pretty heavily here. So now Kinoshita is around minus 130. Billy Goff around plus 110, plus 115. And I'm going with the Japanese prospect here, Kinoshita. He definitely dropped the ball against Adam Fugit, which he came in as a very big favorite. But we all knew if you knew Adam Fugit, he wasn't going to lose that fight. We bet on Fugit, and I'm not trying to brag. And the thing with that fight was Kinoshita is kind of just dusting everybody on the regional tape. Like, he is killing all of his opponents. Very vicious, very explosive striking. This dude's a beast. This dude is just walking forward, no respect, and he's getting the better of these guys that he's fighting. But he hasn't been tested up until that point, in that Fugit fight. And I just thought that Fugit had fought in the higher, level of competition, definitely, and has been more proven. And so we had to take the shot on him. And it really came down to Kinoshita's wrestling and his inability to get up. This dude is a very good striker, right? Very good hands, very good kicks, very, very heavy hands, guys. I can't emphasize that enough. But his wrestling isn't that good. His down blocking isn't that good. His clinch work isn't that good. Whereas Billy Goff, that's the thing. The reason I am ultimately going with Kinoshita is because Billy Goff, he has no striking defense. This dude relies on being durable. I mean, he is durable. Don't get me wrong. That's the first thing you should know about this guy. This guy is durable as they come. This dude, you need a baseball bat to go in there and finish this guy. I've seen this guy get rocked in pretty much all of his fights that I watch. And on Contender Series, he got head kick dropped in like 30 seconds into that fight. But that's the thing. Very durable, able to come back, regroup, and he has very good wrestling, guys. That's the key factor in this fight. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him get rocked and then desperately shoot and actually get the takedowns on Kinoshita, which does worry me here. But ultimately, I am going to go with Kinoshita via knockout in this fight. I just think that he's too fast for Billy Goff here. I think Billy Goff has shown too many striking defensive, vulnerabilities to not get touched up by someone like Kinoshita. And I get it. One level change, one overextension here from Kinoshita, leaving himself open to get taken down. One level change by Billy Goff, timing it right, and the round could be lost. I'll be honest, guys. I'm worried. We'll talk about someone later on the card in Tafa. Kind of same thing applies to him. But Kinoshita getting taken down is a big, worry for me in this fight. But I do expect at some point for him to catch Billy Goff and knock him out. So this actually might be my first bet of the night. I want to, watch that line, see if I can see if it keeps moving or not. And I am looking at some props, Kinoshita inside the distance or Kinoshita via knockout. But I got to keep it simple this week, so I think I'm just going to go with Kinoshita money line. But my pick is Kinoshita round 1 knockout. And up next, this one's going to be a very exciting fight because I'm super excited for one of these fighters. I can't wait to watch him fight. We have a welterweight fight between Kenan, Seung, and Rolando Bedoya. Kenan Seung comes in 19-7, plus 225, 33 years old, 6 foot tall, with a 71.5-inch reach. He is fighting Rolando Bedoya, super, super talented prospect, 14-2, sitting as a minus 275 favorite, 5'11 with a 75.5-inch reach. So he has a reach advantage over Seung here, even though he's a shorter fighter. And I think that he's going to be able to touch him up in this fight. Kenan Seung, he's had a weird UFC career. He's been around forever, but he's taken a ton of time off in between fights. And the way he got hit by Max Griffin and Ian Gary Machado, that's like his claim to fame, or claim to fame, I should say. He dropped Ian Gary with that check left hook. Very clean, very solid punch in the pocket. And it was a clean shot, dude. Ian Gary crumbled. And that's the thing, though. Ian Gary was able to come back and then finish Kenan Seung. Kenan Seung has no striking defense. That worries me big time. That chin has been checked. We've seen him get rocked. Max Griffin should not be rocking you the way he did. That was a pretty bad look. He did take a huge layoff, came back and got knocked out again. And he's finding a guy that can crack, dude, and is very durable as well. Ronaldo Bedoya, comes in super, super good striking. We saw him take that fight against Chaos Williams, where Chaos Williams has very good power, way more power than Kenan Song, in my opinion, and he wasn't able to finish Bedoya, and Bedoya actually looked good late in that fight with a lot of good volume, so it's not like he faded. You can actually argue that he won that fight, but Bedoya, I think he gets right here. It's weird though because they are in Singapore. You would think they want the Asian guy to win here, but Peru's coming on, man. We've seen a lot of new wave Peruvian fighters in the MMA scene. Start to prove themselves, especially on Contender Series. I just think that Bedoya is going to be able to really withstand, put out more volume, not get finished by Kenan Song. Kenan Song's only path in this fight is to knock out Bedoya. If he doesn't knock out Bedoya, I think he loses this fight every which way. I think he loses the decision, and I think he gets finished too. I think those are both likely outcomes if he doesn't finish Bedoya. So give me Bedoya to win via knockout in that second round. Up next, we have a middleweight fight between Chidi, Bang Bang Njokuani, and Michał Oleksiejczuk, dude. Bang Bang Njokuani comes in 22-9, plus 100 underdog, 34 years old, 6'3", with the 80-inch reach. Michał Oleksiejczuk comes in 18-6, minus 120 favorite, 28 years old, 6 foot with a 74-inch reach. And this is going to be very exciting, guys. Do not miss this fight if you like striking. If you like grappling, you can go ahead and skip this one. And yeah, man, money's been coming in a little bit on Chidi here. I'm not seeing the plus 100 anymore. I'm not seeing plus money next to his name. I'm seeing around minus 105. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this line flip. And I do agree with that line movement. I'm going with the old underdog, the former underdog in this fight, Chidi Njokuani, to win this fight. But this is going to be close because Michał Oleksiejczuk is way, way younger in this fight. He's a 6-year age advantage in this fight. And Chidi's getting up there in age. And we have seen him cracked in the UFC and on the regional tape. But Oleksiejczuk was a very good striker, right? And so he came down. He wasn't a 205er. He ended up coming down from 205 to 185. And he's been looking good and or looking better, I should say. More natural weight class, 100%. He was very undersized for the 205 division. And a very good striker, man. Very good offensive and defensive striking. He's very aware. Doesn't have bad striking defense. The one thing I will say is that he can be taken down and taken advantage of, and he doesn't really deal with leg kicks that good. He fought Dustin Jacoby in a fight where Dustin Jacoby had one working leg, and he still made it a close fight. So that's not good. He can let his opponents, take that front foot and be the ones, kind of dictating the dance. And that's what I think is going to happen here. I think Chidi, with that reach and with that height advantage, is going to give Michał, an awkward fight here. I think that Chidi's going to be going forward, staying safe, staying elusive, and not getting put out here. I actually do think that he's a more sophisticated striker with more variety here in this fight. And I'm pretty confident he wins this fight. I don't know if I'm going to be betting it here because I wish I could have got that plus money. It does kind of suck knowing I could have got plus money on this fighter. But I got to go with at least one underdog on this card. And Chidi's going to be my underdog pick. So give me Chidi Njokuani to win a fight. And I'll be honest, if you watch Michał Oleksiejczuk at 185, he has the biggest head like ever in the UFC. This dude has a home plate head. It's unreal. And I think that Chidi's going to be able to find him in that giant-ass head at some point in this fight and get that knockout. I'm going to go with Chidi Njokuani round 2 knockout. Oh, and up next is a very, very good fight. A very close fight, in my opinion. And I got to go with the American. So we have a bantamweight fight here. Toshiomi Kazama taking on Garrett Armfield. Kazama comes in 10-3, plus 140 underdog, 26 years old, 5'7", with a 69-inch reach. He's fighting Garrett Armfield, who comes in with an 8-3 record. He is 26 years old, 5'6", with a 70-inch reach. Now, I like Garrett Armfield. I was just watching him today. I was, really analyzing this fight, and I like what I see, man. This guy is a dog. This guy is a savage. He is good everywhere. He has heart. He's very durable. Throws in combination, has good striking defense. But Kazama is a very good, prospect in his own right. He came in and got absolutely worked by Renat Nakamura, who's actually on the card as well. We'll talk about him later. But I actually kind of expected that to happen. Nakamura's wrestling is unreal. And I don't really expect Armfield to be able to take down Kazama and control him as much as Nakamura did. But Armfield, in my opinion, unless he gets submitted in this fight, which I don't see, foresee happening, I think that he's going to be able to win a 15-minute striking fight. If Kazama wants to push the grappling here, I think that Armfield will be able to get underhooks and keep this fight upright, especially along the cage on the track. I think that Kazama is going to be trying to pressure forward and use his striking to mix in his grappling, I should say, and try to get the fight down from there. Because on the feet, I think that Garrett Armfield has him beat everywhere. Has quicker kicks, throws in combination more, doesn't just throw out ones, and just jab that one strike at a time, which you hate to see. But I do think that Armfield has the striking advantage in this fight and has the defensive grappling to keep it up on the feet. So I am going to go with Armfield. That line is fair. It's just that with there's another like outside the octagon type stuff going on here. Like he has to travel from America to Singapore, man. It really is tough to back, the foreign guy, or I guess the guy that's not from that part of the world, with that jet lag, with that just time difference you have to deal with. Like it's tough on fighters, man. You see it all the time on Fight Island. Guys that should be pretty equal. One guy is gets the better of him just because it's a little stuff like that. So it's tough. -165. I do agree with him being the favorite, so I am going to go with Armfield. I'm going to predict a decision win for Garrett Armfield. Up next, this one's going to be exciting as well. Also another fight where if you like grappling, go ahead and skip this one. We have a heavyweight fight between Waldo Cortes-Acosta and Lukasz Brzeski. Waldo Cortes, the salsa boy Acosta, comes in with a 9-1 record. He is the favorite at -290. He is 31 years old, 6'4", with a 78-inch reach. He's fighting Lukasz Brzeski, who's 8'3" He is 31 years old, 6'4", with a 78.5-inch reach. Now I'm going with the favorite here. I'm going with salsa boy, man. And it comes down to the leg kicks here. So I expect Waldo Acosta to have that jab working like he always does. He has a very good jab. He can just pump it out there. He's actually very good at doing that for the heavyweight division. You don't really see that a lot in this division. I wouldn't be shocked to see him fight at 205 at some point in his career. He just seems really lazy. He's kind of a bigger, fatter dude, but it looks like he can make the weight. He's a former professional baseball player, former professional boxer. He has boxing experience, so that kind of explains where that jab comes from. He also has very good leg kicks, man. He has very quick, very fast low leg kicks, and he can also take a lot of low leg kicks, man. In that Rodrigo de Lima fight, de Lima was just chopping him up bad, and he ate him. He ate him, switch stance, got kicked more and switch stance again. So I know he's very durable, and his finishing ability from Acosta, I don't know if it's there. Like, he's been in the UFC, I think his 4th fight now, and they're all going to decision. He's not getting finished, and he's not finishing anybody. Whereas Lukasz Brzeski, same thing, man. He's sort of a slower, doughier guy. Ever since he got caught for PEDs, his physique has looked way different in the octagon, and so that kind of tells you, well, what's up. In that fight against Martin Buday, you could argue he won that fight, but he just didn't do enough to separate himself, which you never like to see in fights. And then it's Carl Williams. He just got out controlled and out grappled in that fight many times, and he just looked bad. I don't expect Acosta to push the grappling. I don't expect either fighter to push the grappling in this fight. But I do expect Acosta to win a decision. I do expect it to go to decision. I really don't see a path for it to finish unless someone gets chopped up by the leg kick. So if anything, I think that Acosta is going to be the one that chops down Brzeski and then catch him up top. But like I said, I don't really see him having that finishing ability in the UFC. He's a decision machine. So I actually lean toward Acosta via decision, and the fight goes to decision. It should be a pretty close fight. Up next, we have another heavyweight fight. We have Junior Tafa taking on Parker Porter. Junior Tafa comes in 4-1. He is a -130 favorite, 26 years old, 6'3", with a 72-inch reach. He is fighting Parker Porter. Parker Porter comes in 14-8, +110 underdog, 38 years old, 6 foot, with a 75-inch reach. I'm going with Junior Tafa to win this fight, and I think that he's going to knock out Parker Porter. So I'm going to be asleep during this fight, and much like Kinoshita, I hope I wake up and I see that they both got knockout wins, because unless they get taken down, I really do think that they're going to be able to get this knockout. So Junior Tafa here, just got to keep it on the feet, man. He has to keep this on the feet, and he's going to be able to catch Parker Porter. So in that UFC debut he had against Muhammad Usman, I'll be honest, I believe I had him against Usman in that fight, and watching it back, it's just so frustrating because Tafa, he's looking good, his movement's okay, his speed's good, but it's just once he gets clinched up and once he gets taken down, he looks horrible. He looks horrific. He looks like he's never grappled ever in his life. And that's super frustrating because like he looked like he had no chance, man, of getting up in that fight. I get it. Muhammad Usman is a physical specimen. That dude is a beast. He is huge. And he has smart, offensive grappling and good strategy on the mat. Good hips. Very strong and powerful guy to get up. I can understand not being able to get up against someone like that, but no sweep attempts, nothing. Just laying there, trying not to get knocked out and ground pound finished. Whereas Parker Porter, he's bottom of the barrel UFC heavyweight. This is a total setup fight, in my opinion. He is 38 years old, which isn't that big of a deal at heavyweight, but he is 12 years older than Tafa. I think the speed goes to Tafa. As long as Tafa down blocks on these takedowns, doesn't get taken down along the cage, separates, he's going to catch Parker Porter, in my opinion. I'm going with Junior Tafa to win via knockout, and this is as much of a pick on Tafa as it is a fade on Porter. So, never been impressed by Porter. Very low-level heavyweight, in my opinion. No offense. Give me Junior Tafa to win via knockout in that very first round. He just looked so like anxious in his debut. So hopefully he overcomes those rookie debut jitters. And up next, I don't know how this is not the co-main event of the card. That's absolutely crazy that this is not the co-main event. We have a flyweight women's fight between Erin cold-blooded Blanchfield and Taila Santos. Blanchfield comes in 11-1, minus 150, 24 years old, 5'4", with a 68-inch reach. Taila Santos comes in 19-2, plus 125, 30 years old, 5'6", with a 68-inch reach. This is a banger of a fight, guys. Such a high-level fight. I cannot wait for this fight. Man, so this is so tough to call. So the way I see it going, we all know Erin Blanchfield has elite wrestling, right? Good takedown entries, good wrestling, very good top control, very good submissions from top position. But Taila Santos is a stud. She's a beast. She arguably beat Valentina Shevchenko here in the last fight. The jiu-jitsu, I would say, goes to Santos here, but the wrestling, the actual control positions go to Blanchfield. The striking 100% goes to Santos, in my opinion, even though Blanchfield definitely impressed me against Jessica Andrade. The striking from Blanchfield in that Andrade fight, I was shocked at that because at first Erin was having troubles getting Jessica down and looking good on the feet, whereas I thought she was going to be able to get her down easy and look bad on the feet. Jessica Andrade was on short notice in that fight though, but she looked good, man. It's just that if Taila Santos could just sprawl and brawl. I mean, it sounds simple. It sounds obvious that, like, of course, if she was going to take it down, she's probably going to win a 15-minute striking fight. She's just a very live underdog if she doesn't get taken down in this fight. It's just that I do think that Erin will find an opportunity to take down Taila Santos at some point in this fight, whether it be an open match shot or a shot on the cage, or maybe a clinch or a trip when they're in the clinch. I just think that Erin Blanchfield has more methods to take this fight to the area where she will be, advantageous in, and that's on the mat, side control, side mount, full guard, half guard. I think that she's going to be able to win control positions and land damage from bottom. On the feet, it's going to be tough, man. Taila Santos is very fast, very quick with her strikes, and very technical as well. She's going to be the fighter with the higher fighting IQ and striking IQ on the feet, definitely in this fight. But some outside the octagon stuff is worrying me. I haven't been able to get proof on this. I'm still looking it up, but I'm hearing that her and her corner, her gym, have split up. Something about she didn't pay her corner after her last fight. So you never know where her head's at, type stuff. So that is a big red flag. But even without that, this is a close fight, and I understand why the young 24-year-old is favorited here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Taila Santos put that grown woman strength on Erin Blanchfield and deny her takedowns and pick her apart from there. Such a close fight, such a banger of a fight. It's so hard to even pick props because I can see someone getting finished on the mat here, but I do think it goes the distance with Erin Blanchfield winning a decision. Give me Erin Blanchfield to win a decision and secure her title shot. Oh, and up next is a massacre. We have a bantamweight fight between Renat Nakamura and Fernie Garcia. Nakamura comes in 7-0, massive 700 minus 700 favorite. 28 years old, 5'7" with a 68-inch reach. He is fighting Fernie Garcia, 10-3 on a 2-fight losing streak. 31 years old, 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. Now, you guys need to know about this Renat Nakamura guy. This guy is the Asian Bo Nickel. He's a U23 wrestling champion. This guy is a beast. And he can strike. It's like that Booby Miles scene in Friday Night Lights where his uncle's like, and he can pass. It's like, dude, and this dude can strike, man. This guy is a beast of a wrestler. Absolute savage. His speed and his transitions once they do enter the grappling realms is insane. But he has hands. It's not like he's just a one-dimensional wrestler out there like a Russian Dagestani guy. This guy is perfectly fine in a 15-minute striking fight, exchanging like that. He's kind of reckless. I will give him that. He definitely strikes me as someone that thinks he's invincible on the feet and hasn't gotten caught yet. Whereas Fernie Garcia, it just comes down to he has to knock out Nakamura. Fernie Garcia, in my opinion, should have a more technical striking advantage over Nakamura. I think his striking is a little cleaner and not as wild as Nakamura. I've seen him throw in the pocket with combinations a little bit more cleaner than Nakamura, because Nakamura, he can be so reckless that it doesn't really matter, because he'll just take you down if it becomes like a wild striking exchange. And someone to me that is getting out grappled and taken down as easy as he did by Brady Heinstand is gonna get crushed by someone like Nakamura. Brady Heinstand made the wrestling look very easily against Fernie Garcia, and that's what won Brady Heinstand that fight. And bro, that was such a terrible look. And that's such a bad look going into this matchup. Like this specific matchup where you're fighting a U23 wrestling champion from Japan. Yeah, give me Nakamura to win this fight, continue his transition into MMA, and to look good doing it. I think that he's going to finish Fernie Garcia at -800, -700. You're not getting any value putting him on a parlay. So you're going to have to approach it a different way, method of victory, inside the distance, stuff like that, over, under, not going the distance. As far as that stuff goes, I don't think it goes the distance. I think Renat finishes it in round 1. Nakamura, round 1, submission. And up next is an absolute banger of a fight. Super high level striking in this fight. Do not miss this fight. We have a men's featherweight fight between Giga Chikadze and Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. Giga Chikadze comes in 14-3 off a very, very long layoff. Hasn't fought in over 2 years, almost 2 years. 35 years old, 6 foot with a 74-inch reach. He's a favorite, like I said, at -225. He's fighting Alex Caceres, man. Bruce Leroy comes in 21-13, a ton of experience, plus 185 underdog, 35 years old, 5'10", with the 73.5-inch reach. So right away, we got to talk about Giga Chikadze. So he's coming off an absolutely career-altering beating from Calvin Kattar. I don't know if it's career-altering, but it was just a really, 5-0 beating. Got beaten every which way, got hurt to the body a ton of times in that fight. The striking defense wasn't good. Calvin Kattar just sort of pressured, walked forward, and got in the pocket and made it the distance very unmanageable for someone like Giga. Giga has very good switch kicks to the body, very good kicks to the liver. This dude loves to switch stance, but he's fighting someone in Bruce Leroy Caceres that can match him, man. I don't know about if he's as good of a striker, but Bruce Leroy throws very dynamic striking. Another guy that's more of like a kickboxer wide stance, kind of like Wonderboy. Very good spinning head kicks, very good head kicks in general, very good teeps. And a dynamic striker in his own right, who I actually think has the grappling. I actually do believe that Caceres has the grappling advantage in this fight. It's just that how is he going to get it to that realm? How is he going to get the back of Giga? How is he going to get him clinched up? How is he going to close distance and grab him? Because if it's a 15-minute striking fight, I actually do favor Giga Chikadze. But there are a couple red flags, man. Well, first of all, both these guys are 35 years old in the featherweight division. That's very old. I did not think Giga was that old. When I saw the tail of the tape, I was kind of surprised to see that. But he is coming off a layoff of 18 months, man. And it makes sense because he took a ton of damage in that fight. But if you look, he was supposed to fight Sadiq Youssef a couple times. So it's not like he was just like out of camp, not doing anything. He had a couple of camps, so he was preparing for a fight, So he's not just coming off the couch, a huge long layoff. It's just one of those things where he had a couple of fights canceled. Whereas Caceres, man, he's looked very good in his last 2 fights. He looked good against a very dangerous opponent in Daniel Pineda. And then Julian Erosa KO, I did not expect that to see that at all, man. He caught him bad. Erosa, once he, couldn't get his fight going against Caceres, he got put out bad, ice cold. And like I said, Caceres has very good, fast head kicks, but so does Giga. Giga has very good kicks to the body, so I'm interested to see who wins the leg kick battle here. It's a very close fight at -225. I can't bet on Giga, even though I do think that he's a better striker here. I'm actually gonna, man, I really want to pick the underdog here. Oh man, I'm going with Giga Chikadze ultimately to win this fight, but that line is too wide to me. Give me Giga Chikadze to win a 3-round decision in a very, very close competitive fight. But -225, no way, I can't lay it. Give me Giga Chikadze to win a decision. And up next, we have a rematch for some reason. We have Anthony Smith in a co-main event taking on Ryan Superman Spann. Anthony Lionheart Smith comes in with a 36-18 record, absolutely unreal, on a 2-fight losing streak, 35 years old, 6'4", with a 76-inch reach. He is fighting Ryan Spann, 21-8, sitting as a -140 favorite, 32 years old, 6'5", with the 81.5-inch reach. So right away, we got to talk about this betting line. So money's been coming in on Anthony Smith. If you're out there with a +120 Anthony Smith ticket, man, I wish I could be you, because that's a crazy, crazy line. I got to this fight late, and now it's around +100, +105 for Anthony Smith. And I still might have to bet them, man. I think that Anthony Smith is going to do him just like the first time these guys fought. Ryan Spann got dominated in that fight, that first fight that these guys had, and that wasn't that long ago, dude. Less than 2 years ago, these guys fought, and Smith worked him. Smith worked him on the feet and on the ground. I really don't understand how these guys or why these guys are fighting each other. Since then, you know, Smith's had that long layoff fighting Magomed Ankalaev. And then Johnny Walker, where in that Johnny Walker fight, man, he took him all 3 rounds. Walker wasn't able to, you know, finish Smith, someone that's notoriously more of a finisher in Walker, and someone that can be finished in Smith, showed he was still durable enough to go 3 rounds against Johnny Walker. Yes, he did look bad. Yes, at one point he told Johnny Walker that he's stealing from his family, and it was the most weirdest exchange in the octagon ever. So I do understand having hesitancy to back someone that's having mental breakdowns during fights. Definitely a red flag for Anthony Smith. But Ryan Spanish is not that good in my opinion, man. I've never been impressed with this guy. He finished Dominic Reyes with the jab. Dominic Reyes goes down off of a jab, crumbles, gets put out, right? And Ryan Spann gets on the mic and talks about how he has never trained before. And that fight was the first fight he's ever had a fight camp for. I'm sitting like, what's going on? Like, and then he gets submitted in the next fight. But Nikita Krylov is a very good submission artist. I do understand how that could happen because the jiu-jitsu, you know, difference in the Krylov and Spann there is kind of significant. But that's the thing. Smith is a very good grappler, very good wrestler in his own right, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get this fight to the ground and finish him on the ground again. Give me Anthony Smith to win this fight, to finish this fight. Both these guys are finishers. They both get finished. I don't expect this fight to start round 3. I don't expect it to go the distance. Someone's going to get finished. Someone's going to get caught. Someone's going to get slept in this fight early. Give me Anthony Smith. Both guys actually are going to be dealing with jet lag. So that's even more so. I think someone's going to get finished. Anthony Smith, round 2 early. I'm going to go ground pound finish. And now it's time for the main event, guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about my picks so far. Are you tailing me? Are you fading me? Am I way off? Am I way right? Well, what do you guys think? So up next, the main event. We have Max Holloway taking on the Korean Zombie. Max Blessed Holloway comes in 24-7 as a huge -800 favorite. I didn't really realize how many big favorites there are on this card. 31 years old, still young in his prime, 5'11" with a 69-inch reach. He's fighting the Korean Zombie Changsung Jung, 17-7, plus 520, unreal money line next to his name. 36 years old, 5'7" with a 72-inch reach. Now this just comes down to how does Max Holloway win? He's going to win this fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm super confident. I'm 100 out of 100 confidence rate in Max Holloway to win this fight. He's going to be able to outvolume Korean Zombie. Korean Zombie, you know, we've seen his chin, you know, start to fade, fall here later in his career. That Brian Ortega fight, I mean, if someone's outstriking you like Brian Ortega did, I mean, bro, Max Holloway is going to have a good time in this fight. The only way I can see Changsung Jung winning this fight is to out-grapple and out-wrestle and hold and control Max Holloway, or knock out Max Holloway early in this fight, or control him for a 5-round decision, because like how he did to Dan Ige. Because other than that, I think Max Holloway is going to be another one of those fights where he is not getting, you know, any resistance back coming his way, similar to that fight where he set the record against Calvin Kattar for most significant strikes in a fight. It's going to look like that, in my opinion. I think that Max Holloway is going to be going forward, volume, without having to worry about the finishing threat coming back from the old aged Changsung Jung. Max Holloway's chin, yes, at some point does have to crack, but who knows? Maybe it never does, man. Arnold Allen did, you know, buzz his chin a couple times, especially late in that fight. There's a few shots where, and it happens a lot in Max Holloway's fights, where he'll eat a shot and he doesn't react or doesn't go down, and you're sitting there wondering, like, how did Max Holloway just eat that shot, eat that head kick, you know, wherever it might be. But I think that Holloway has him covered everywhere. It's just that how is he going to do it? Is he going to win a decision, or is he going to actually finish Changsung Jung? And I'm leaning towards decision. I actually think that I might bet Max Holloway via points, via decision in this fight. But I wouldn't be shocked to see him finish this fight late. Round 3, round 4, round 5, Max Holloway finish props are something I'm going to be looking at this week. Well, I actually am pretty confident that he doesn't. If this was in America, I would actually look toward that finish prop more closely. But it's in, you know, Singapore. That jet lag, I think, will affect Holloway in this fight. Man, give me Max Holloway via decision. Take that -800 money line all the way down to, you know, around -120 area. Hopefully, once that drops here in my area, my city. But give me Max Blessed Holloway, like I said, to win via dominant 5-round decision. Now, dude, guys, thanks so much for watching this week's video. We have college football coming back this week, and I already have my first bet. We're taking the over in the Navy and Notre Dame game. I just think that they're both gonna go over, man. I really like that bet. And so it's a week 0, not even week 1. Only about 9 games or 7 games on the slate. I think USC goes over. I think they cover that spread as well. But so far, I only have one college football bet, and it's Navy, Notre Dame over. Yeah, guys, good luck this week. Hopefully, I'll catch the replay for these fights, and hopefully, we have won some money. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter to see our bets. I haven't placed any yet, but I am looking at Kinoshita's money line and Tafa's money line. So, yeah, guys, good luck this week, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.